You'll Never Be Albert, the letters of Edward VII and Queen Victoria, aka mummy issues so intense they shape the British monarchy. Welcome back to Past People, where monarchs mourn dramatically, children disappoint gloriously, and letters are weaponized emotional grenades. Today's royal showdown? The most emotionally fraught, judgmental, and spiritually exhausting mother-son duo in British history. Queen Victoria and her firstborn son, the future Edward VII, known to his pals as Bertie, but never once called that fondly by his mother. This is the story of a son desperate for approval, a mother permanently in mourning, and a series of letters so cold you'll need to wear gloves to read them. So pour the brandy, grab a cigar, and prepare for a full psychological takedown, because this is Queen Victoria versus Bertie, and the pen was the sword. Edward, known as Bertie, was born in 1841, the long-awaited male heir to the throne. You'd think that would be cause for royal rejoicing, but no. From the moment he arrived, Queen Victoria declared him fat, backward, and not clever like his sister. Thanks, Mum. Prince Albert, Victoria's beloved husband and Victorian-era parenting champion, designed an intensive educational regime to whip Bertie into shape. We're talking 6 hours of study per day, tutors who wrote in Latin for fun, and zero allowance for actual joy. And Bertie struggled. The early letters are heartbreaking. Albert writes, "You must try harder. Your mother and I are deeply concerned at your lack of progress." Victoria writes, "Why must you make me so ashamed? Your future is serious, you are not." Bertie writes back, "I am trying, Mama. I do not wish to fail you." Cue tiny violin music and crushing generational trauma. The scandal that broke everything. Then comes 1861. Bertie is sent to military training in Ireland and, shock horror, has an affair with an actress named Nellie Clifton. Victoria is informed, Albert is dispatched to confront Bertie. Days later, Prince Albert dies. The Queen never forgives her son. She writes, "Your conduct has been the cause of my beloved one's death." Imagine getting that in a handwritten note, in mourning stationery. Bertie, only 20, is devastated. He begs for forgiveness. She replies, "Never speak of this again. The shadow you cast is long." From then on, her letters are cold, distant, and deliberately painful. The heir who could do nothing right. As the years pass, Bertie tries to fulfill his royal duties, but Queen Victoria won't let him do anything useful. She calls him frivolous, untrustworthy, too fond of cards, cigars, and French actresses. Every letter drips with disappointment. Victoria writes, "Your presence at Sandringham is tolerated but not welcome. You do not conduct yourself as a prince should. You shame your poor father's memory." Bertie's letters become shorter, tighter, often beginning with, "Your Majesty," not even "Dear Mama" anymore. She keeps him away from politics, keeps him off councils, keeps him in emotional purgatory. It is the longest and coldest apprenticeship in British history. Marriage, more mistakes, and royal frostbite. Bertie marries Princess Alexandra of Denmark, a beauty, a sweetheart, and soon queen-in-waiting. You'd think this would earn him points. It does not. Victoria writes, "She is pleasing enough, but she will not improve you." Bertie fathers several children, including the future George V, but continues his rakish lifestyle. Cue more letters. "Your habits are offensive. You lower the tone of the monarchy. I fear for the moral future of your children. Do not attend Parliament. You are not fit for public life." He opens a hospital. She criticises the ribbon he wore. He tries diplomacy. She reminds him he's not his father. At this point, Bertie could rescue a kitten from a fire, and Victoria would write back, "I assume you lit the fire yourself." The longest shadow, until the crown falls. Victoria reigns for 63 years. Bertie waits and waits and waits. He becomes the oldest heir in British history, basically watching the throne like it's an inheritance dispute that won't close. In 1890's letters, we see a weariness creep into Bertie's tone. He writes, "I have served without praise. I await the day I may prove useful." Victoria, even in old age, writes, "You must remember you are not king, and I shall be so long as I live." When she finally dies in 1901, Bertie is 59. The nation breathes a sigh of relief, and Bertie, he signs his first proclamation as King Edward VII. And what does he do? He rules brilliantly, a natural diplomat, a modernizer, a man of the people. The exact king his mother said he'd never become. What the letters really tell us. The letters between Bertie and Queen Victoria aren't just royal correspondence. They're a masterclass in emotional manipulation, generational trauma, and British passive aggression. Victoria never forgave Bertie for not being Prince Albert. Bertie never stopped trying to be someone she could love. He was a party prince with the heart of a people's monarch, and a son who lived under a black veil of guilt for 60 years. And in the end, the lesson? You can spend your whole life waiting for approval that never comes. Or you can become king, start smoking in public, and build a whole new era instead.